Hi, welcome to Virtual CB1A. This is Miss Rena, and for today we are going to focus on mathematical logic, and propositions. We are going to start with the learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to determine if a given statement is a proposition and determine the truth value of compound propositions. Let's start with the definition. Mathematical logic. It is an area of mathematics which is deeply rooted in philosophy. It is the study of formal reasoning about the truth or falsity of statements. And it serves as the foundation for presenting proofs in all branches of mathematics. So if you are looking forward to studying higher mathematics, then you should be able to understand propositions and logic. Now, what is a proposition? It is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both at the same time. It can be represented as variables P, Q, R, S, T, or other letters that you wish to use. Let's have some examples of proposition. Paite is a municipality in Laguna. This is a declarative sentence and it has a truth value. Specifically, it is true. Next statement. Paite Science and Business College is a hospital. Again, this is a declarative sentence, but this time the truth value is false. So both of these are examples of proposition. One has a truth value and the other is false. Now, let's go to the next slide. We have an activity. Let's try these 5 sentences. Let's determine if the given statement is a proposition or not. If it is a proposition, we have to state the truth value. First one, get here. Number 2, the province of Laguna is in the island of Luzon. Number 3, a tomato is a vegetable. Number 4, do you understand? Number 5, la 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 la. Okay, now I want you to get a piece of paper and then write down your answer. State if it is a proposition or not, and then if it is a proposition, give its truth value. You can pause this video while you are working on your activity. Okay, now let's move on to the answers. Number 1, we have the sentence, get here. Number 2, the province of Laguna is in the island of Luzon. Number 3, a tomato is a vegetable. Number 4, do you understand? And number 5, la 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 la. Okay, so for number 1, it is not a proposition. Why? It is not in declarative form and it doesn't have a truth value. Nag-uutos siya. Hindi siya true, hindi siya false. Number 2, the province of Laguna is in the island of Luzon. So this time, it is a proposition. It is in declarative form and it has a truth value. The truth value is, of course, true. Nasa Luzon ang Laguna. Number 3, a tomato is a vegetable. This is in declarative form. It has a truth value and the truth value is false. So again, this is a proposition. Number 4, do you understand? Okay, nagtatanong siya, hindi siya declarative. So this is not a proposition. Number 5, la 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 la. So do you think this is a proposition? Does it have a truth value? Is it in declarative form? Okay, so the expression doesn't make sense. So it is not a proposition. It is neither true or false. Hindi nga natin maintindihan kung ano yung sinasabi niya eh. So it is not in declarative form as well. Now let's go to the next slide. Determine if the given statement is a proposition or not. If it is a proposition, again, state its truth value. Mga mathematical sentences naman yung focus natin ngayon. Number 1, 2x plus 3 is equal to 5. Number 2, x plus 2 is equal to 7. When x is 5, number 3, the sum of 2 and 3 is 5. Number 4, is 5 less than 10? Number 5, x is a whole number. Again, I want you to get a piece of paper and then try to answer this activity. You can pause the video and then play it again when you are done. So I assume that you are done. These are the answers. Let's start with number 1. 2x plus 3 is equal to 5. Does it have a truth value? Is 2x plus 3 really equal to 5? Yes? No? Okay, since you cannot determine whether it is true or false, since the value of x is not defined yet, then it is not a proposition. Let's go to number 2. X plus 2 is equal to 7 when x is 4. In this case, we already have a value for x. It is now defined. And if we substitute 4 to x, we are going to end up with, lagay natin siya dito, 4 plus 2 is equal to 7. Is this true or false? Okay, this is false. Now, our sentence will pass as a proposition and it has the truth value false. Okay? Now, let's go to number 3. The sum of 2 and 3 is 5. Is this a proposition? Yes, it is a proposition. And the truth value is, of course, true. We know that 2 plus 3 is 5. Let's go to number 4. Para rin tong yung item natin on the previous activity, is 5 less than 10? Nagtatanong siya. Hindi siya declarative. Hindi siya nag-state ng thought. So, number 4, it is not a proposition. We cannot determine the truth value of this statement. Pwede mo siyang sagutin ng yes or no, pero hindi siya true or false. Number 5. X is a whole number. Okay, this is similar with item number 1. We have a variable x that is not defined yet. So, hindi natin alam kung ano yung value ni x. Baka mamaya, napakababa ng value ng x na yan. Or baka naman 0 yung value niya, o kaya mataas. We're not sure if it is a fraction, a rational number, if it is a whole number. Therefore, it is not a proposition. Kasi hindi mo kayang patunayan kung true siya or false, since it is not defined yet. I hope that was clear because this time we are going to move forward with operators or connectives. So what are operators or connectives? Operators or connectives combines one or more expressions or operands into a larger expression. Na-discuss na natin before yung mga expressions, di ba? If you have 3 plus 7 is equal to 10, then 3, 7, and 10 are all expressions, and together they will make a mathematical sentence. We call plus as our connective. It combines the two expressions, and equal is our verb. I hope you still remember that from our preliminary term lesson. So we have what we call unary operators. It takes only one operand. So these are the examples. We have negative 3. Isa lang yung operand niya or nag-a-apply lang siya sa isang expression which is 3. So the operation is negative. So that is negative 3. Now let's have square root of 4. The square root will only apply to the expression 4. And then cosine 90. If you are going to compute for the trigonometric function cosine of the angle 90 degrees, cosine will only apply to the value 90 degrees. 90 degrees is our expression. Okay? Now, let's go to binary operators. It takes two operands. Sabi nga natin, binary by dalawa. So, 3 plus 4. We have two expressions here, 3 and 4, connected by the connective plus. We have, for the second example, 7 and 2. The connective or operator is the multiplication operation. And for the last one, we have negative 5 plus 8. Again, we have two expressions, negative 5 and 8. And then the connective is plus. I hope that was clear. This time, let's go to propositional operators or logical connectives. It operates on propositions or truth values instead of on numbers. So these are the samples. So this is for the negation, this is for and, this is for or, this is for implies, and this is for if and only if. We are going to delve deeper on these 5 propositional operators later. Now let's talk about compound propositions. Since alam na natin kung ano yung proposition, alamin naman natin kung ano yung compound proposition. So, propositions combined using propositional connectives. So, yung mga na-discuss natin from the previous slide na, ayan, yung 5 yan, if you apply it to 2 or more propositions, you are going to end up with a compound proposition. Let's have some examples. The first proposition, sabi nga natin kanina, propositions can be represented by letters. So, proposition P, the statement is today is Sunday. We have another proposition. We have proposition Q. Today is the first day of the week. Now, let's use the connective and. Ayan. P and Q. Today is Sunday, and it is the first day of the week. So this is a compound proposition because we combined the two propositions P and Q using the conjunction operation. Okay, nabanggit ko na yung conjunction. Mamaya, i-explain natin kung ano yung conjunction, disjunction, negation, implication, and the last one, yung double arrows, biconditional. Alright, let's have another example. This time, we used the letter R for our proposition. I was born in the Philippines. S, I am a Filipino. This time, we have the operator implication. So, we have R implies S. I was born in the Philippines implies that I am a Filipino. Or, if I was born in the Philippines, then I am a Filipino. Alright, now let's go to the next slide. Let's talk about propositional operators and logical connectives. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na 5. I summarized it using a table. The operators are the negation, conjunction, disjunction, implication, and biconditional operators. The symbols that we are going to use for each are as follows. So, si negation, para siyang baligtad na L. Si conjunction naman, para siyang A na walang haba dun sa gitna. Or para siyang inverted V. Si disjunction, para siyang letter V. Sa implication, it is an arrow pointing to the right. And for biconditional, that is a double arrowhead symbol. Now, how do we read the operators? So for the negation, it is read as not. For the conjunction, it is read as and. For the disjunction, it is or. For implication, implies. Sometimes, you will encounter sentences in the if-then form. So kapag ka nakalagay siya sa if-then format, that will also qualify as an implication. Now, for the biconditional, double arrowheads, makikita nyo to madalas, hindi ako wrong spelling kapag ka meron akong ganitong isinulat, IFF. That is read as if and only if. Now, for the nature of each operator, negations are unary. Sa isang proposition lang siya mag-a-apply. Conjunction is binary. Disjunction is also binary, so is implication. And biconditional, again, is binary. I have placed here, hindi ko pala siya nalakihan. Ito. Ay, ako rin mismo, hindi ko napansin, di ba? Kasi ang late nung sulat ko. So, sinulat ko siya dito, pero nilagay ko na rin pala siya dito sa baba as a footnote. So, P implies Q can also be read as an if-then statement. That is, if P, then Q. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, let's talk about negation. It transforms a proposition into its logical negation. Dapat may S to eh. Transforms a proposition into its logical negation. These are the examples. Okay, our proposition P, I am a woman. Let's have the negation of P. Again, ang symbol na ginagamit natin, inverted L. Para siyang naka-rotate na L. So, this is read as negation of P. The negation of P is, I am not a woman. Let's have another example. Proposition Q, it is raining today. The negation of Q is, it is not raining today. Tapos, may mga pwede tayong gamitin na truth table for our operators. Tingnan natin tong P. If, for example, ako yung nagsabi ng statement, I am a woman, then the truth value of this statement is true. So, ang kabaligtaran or ang negation nung true statement natin will be false. Tapos ngayon, at this moment, right now, ngayon mismo na ginagawa ko tong video, it is raining. Ayan. So, kung true ito, then, itong susunod na statement natin, it is not raining today, will be false. Ngayon, kung pinapanood nyo naman yung video and you find that it is not raining today, then it will be false. Kabaligtaran niya, it will be true. So, for a given instance, meron siyang truth value pa rin. It is raining today, it can either be true or false, but not at the same time. If, say, for example, at the exact moment when you are watching this video ay umuulan, then it is true. And then the negation will be false. So, i-summarize natin. For proposition P, if the truth value is true, then the negation of P will be false. Ang truth value naman ng proposition na false will have the negation of P with the truth value true. Magkabaligtad lang siya lagi. Okay? I hope that was clear. Let's go to the next operator, conjunction. Ay, hindi ko natago yung truth table. Lumabas ka agad siya. So, si conjunction, kung matatandaan nyo, siya yung binabasa natin as and. It combines two propositions using the connective and. Let's have this as an example. Today is Sunday. Today is the first day of the week. P and Q can be read as today is Sunday and it is the first day of the week. Now, for the truth value of a given compound proposition using the connective end, it will only be true if both propositions are true. So, totoo lang siya pag ang parehong proposition ay true. So, kung totoo to, P, at kung totoo rin to, Q, saka lang magiging totoo si P and Q. Otherwise, it is false. Okay? Now, let's have another example pala. Teka, isip ako ng example para hindi kayo masyado mahirapan later on. So, gawa tayo ng proposition R and S. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And then, 5 is less than 3. Okay. So, if we have R and S, hindi ko na isusulat ha, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 and 5 is less than 3. What will be the truth value of this compound proposition? So, the truth value of proposition R is true. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Pero dito sa S, 5 is less than 3. This is false. So, tingnan natin yung truth table. Nandito siya sa pangalawa. If you have a true proposition connected with and with a false proposition, true, false, ang truth value niya, false. So, this is false. Okay? Let's have another example. Let's have another operator. We have disjunction. Si disjunction, ang connective naman na ginagamit niya, or. 2 is an integer. Q is a whole number. 2 is an integer or it is a whole number. What will be the truth value of the disjunction? So, unlike the conjunction na and ang connective niya required na dapat pareho silang totoo for the whole statement to be true, pag ganito, disjunction, kahit isa lang sa mga proposition na yan ay true, true na yung compound proposition. So, basta may isang true sa dalawang proposition natin, the truth value will be true. It is only false if both statements are false. Okay? All right. Let's go to implication. Consists of an antecedent, also called hypothesis, and a consequent, also called the conclusion. It is in the form, yan, P may arrow papunta sa Q. Hindi mo yan pwede baliktarin. Halimbawa, sasabihin mo Q implies P. Hindi mo yan pwede isulat na na nakabaligtad yung arrow. The arrow is always pointing to the right. So, if you want to, may mga tawag tayo din eh. Later on, we are going to discuss the inverse, the converse, and the contrapositive. But right now, ito munang rule na to, wag nyo mabaligtarin tong arrow na to, ha? It is always pointing to the right. Baka ma-confuse. So, where P is the antecedent and Q is the consequent. So, dito, kung sino yung tinuturo ng arrow, yun yung consequent or conclusion. Kung sino yung root, yun yung antecedent or hypothesis. Kung saan siya nanggaling, yun nandun sa side na walang arrow. So, as I've said earlier, if you want to interchange, if you want Q to be the antecedent and P be the consequent, all you have to do is to exchange their places. But do not change the direction of your arrow. Now, what will be the truth value of implications? It is false only if the antecedent or the hypothesis is true and the consequence or conclusion is false. Let's have this as an example. I was born in the Philippines. I am a Filipino. Earlier, sinulat natin siya as a compound proposition using the implication. And then, it can be read as, if I was born in the Philippines, then I am a Filipino. Supposing that both of these are true, then the truth value will be true. If, for example, hindi ako pinanganak sa Pilipinas, false ito, but still, I am a Filipino, then it is still considered as true. Magiging false lang siya pag tama yung hypothesis mo or antecedent mo, tapos mali yung conclusion or false yung conclusion or consequent. Let's have more examples of implications. Ayan. If this lecture ends, then the sun will rise tomorrow. Is this true or false? Okay. So this lecture ends. Matatapos ba itong lecture na to? Yes. So this is, ayaw gumana ng pen ko. This is true implies, then the sun will rise tomorrow. Inevitable ba yung pagsikat ng araw? Yes. So, cycle yan. Sisikat yung araw bukas, tapos magsaset siya later in the afternoon. So, hindi natin siya mapipigilan. That is true. Implies true. Therefore, the whole proposition is true. Ay, nasagutan ko kaagad. Mamaya pa pala tayo magsasagot. Okay, next proposition. If Tuesday is a day of the week, then I am a penguin. Is this true or false? May natin siya sagutan. Susunod. If 1 plus 1 is equal to 6, then Duterte is the president. Next one. If the moon is made of chocolates, then I am richer than Bill Gates. Okay, nasagutan na natin yung 1 kanina. Ayan. Ang truth value niya, true. Doon tayo sa pangalawa. If Tuesday is a day of the week, kunin natin tong statement na to. This is P. Tuesday is a day of the week. This is P. And this is true. Then, I am a penguin. I am your teacher. I am not a penguin. Are you a penguin? No. So this is Q. And the proposition is false. Hindi ako papayag, hindi ako penguin. So we have T implies F. If you have a true hypothesis and a false ano ba yan? Ulit. If you have a true hypothesis and a false conclusion, then the whole compound proposition will be false. Now let's go to the next one. If 1 plus 1 is equal to 6, so 1 plus 1 here is equal to 6. This is our P. Tapos ano yung Q natin? Duterte is the president. Is he our president? Yes. So this is our Q. Itong P, we know that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Hindi siya equal sa 6. So that is false. And then for Q, right now, as we are having this lecture, Duterte is the president. Wala tayong choice. So this is true. Now, what is the truth value of this compound proposition? So P implies Q. So true pa rin siya. So, false hypothesis with a true conclusion is still true. Let's go to the last example. If the moon is made of chocolates, then I am richer than Bill Gates. Is the moon made of chocolates? So, ito yung una nating statement, si P. This is P. And this is false. I am richer than Bill Gates. If I am richer than Bill Gates, then I wouldn't be teaching. So this is also false. So if you have a false hypothesis arriving with a false conclusion, then the truth value of your compound proposition of your implication is true. Again, magiging false lang siya kapag totoo si hypothesis at false si conclusion. Alright. So, sabi ko kanina, hindi tayo limited lang dun sa if-then statement at saka dun sa word na implies. Since napakalawak ng English vocabulary, ito yung some English phrases with the same meaning as P implies Q. Pwede siyang if P, then Q. If P, Q. Wala si then. When P, Q. Whenever P, Q. Pwede rin namang baligtad Q if P. Q when P. Q whenever P. P only if Q. P is sufficient for Q. Q is necessary for P. Q follows from P. Q is implied by P. Ay, yan. Nag-move ka agad. Yan. Q is implied by P. Yung kanina natin, if I am born in the Philippines, then I am a Filipino. So, I am a Filipino is implied by my place of birth, which is the Philippines. Mga ganyan. So, I am a Filipino follows that I am born in the Philippines or I was born in the Philippines. Is it clear? I hope it is. Because this time we will go to the next slide, the biconditional. Hindi ko na naman siya na-hide. I hope you can still see this example. Hindi ko pala siya napalakihan. Sorry. So, the double arrow represents the biconditional operator. So, P biconditional Q states that P is true if and only if Q is true. Ito yung ginawa kong example. Proposition P, I can see. Proposition Q, I have eyes. So, P if and only if Q, I can see if and only if I have eyes. So, tingnan natin yung truth table niya. Dito, if the two, hindi ko siya naisulat, sorry. If the two propositions have the same truth value, this is true. So, ilagay ko na lang pala dito. True if the two propositions have the same truth value. True if the two propositions have the same truth value. Alright. Ang dali lang niya, di ba? Now, let's have another set of examples. Sama-sama na sila, iba't ibang operators. Our first proposition is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. The second proposition Q, 2 is odd. We have to translate each propositions below and determine the truth value. Dito pa lang, maglagay na tayo ng truth value. Ang truth value ni P, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, is true. Ang truth value nito, Q, 2 is odd. When we say odd, it is not divisible by 2. Or it is not a multiple of 2. So 2 can be divided by 2. You will end up with the whole number 1. So this is false. Kasi si 2 ay even. Now we have to translate each propositions below and determine the truth value. We have negation of P, negation of Q, P and the negation of Q, and P or Q. And then the negation of P or the negation of Q. Isa-isahin natin siya. Ayan. Si negation of P can be represented by this English statement. 1 plus 1 is not equal to 2. Ito yung keyword natin for the negation. Not. And since this is true, then the negation will be the opposite. It will be false. Let's go to the second example. We have negation of Q. So the negation of Q, 2 is not odd. Since our original proposition, 2 is odd, is false, then its negation will be the opposite. The negation will be true. Okay? Next, P and the negation of Q. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and 2 is not odd. We are going to have, lagay natin dito, true and true. Pag meron kang parehong true for the value of the propositions, then the conjunction will be true. Pwede nyo laging balikan yung truth table nyo pag nalilito kayo. Next, we have the disjunction, P or Q. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, or 2 is odd. According to our disjunction, if one of the propositions is true, then the compound proposition or the disjunction is also true. Ano ba yung truth value ni P? The truth value of P is true. Ano yung truth value ni Q? It is F. So, T or F is still true. Okay? I hope that was clear. Let's go to the last example. The negation of P or the negation of Q. 1 plus 1 is not equal to 2, or 2 is not odd. So the truth value of P is false, or the truth value of Q is true, then the whole proposition is true. Okay? So that will be the end of our discussion for today. I hope I was able to make everything clear. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, and if I think that necessary na sumagot ako, sasagot ako. Thank you very much for staying with me for the duration of about 40 minutes. See you on, holiday sa Monday. See you whenever I see you. Bye-bye! Wednesday. Baka mag-meet tayo Wednesday. Last na talaga. Bye!